Alright, so we are at somewhere called Burrow Mump. And Burrow Mump is a odd little place. It's often called the alternative to Glastonbury Tor. And from the information I've managed to garner on it, it was a church that was never built. So it sits above the Somerset levels at a strategic point where the River Tone and the old course of the River Carry join the River Parrett. A short walk leads you up to the 18th century church of St Michael, possibly built on the site of an early medieval church, and there are fantastic views. 360. Come here, come here, come here. Now, one of the names it was given was King Alfred's Castle. Now, there's no evidence that King Alfred the Great used this, but it's potentially the site of a Motte and Bailey style castle. And there is a little kind of mythology about it as well, which I need to do a bit of digging into. Apparently there are sounds of a mysterious drummer that can emanate from this ruin as well. So yeah, a unique little place with a ruined church on top of a conical hill.
Burrow Mump's striking shape has drawn eyes for centuries. The name Burrow hints at the hill fort's past, while Mump, a local word for hill, speaks of its humble yet imposing presence. Archaeological evidence suggests this mound may have been used in Saxon times, possibly even earlier as a defensive position overlooking the wide marshy levels. Imagine the view, endless wetlands stretching out, the perfect vantage point for spotting approaching danger. By the Middle Ages, a church dedicated to St Michael stood proudly at its summit. St Michael the Archangel, often linked to high places and battlefields, also lends its name to nearby Glastonbury Tor, a connection that fuels whispers of ley lines and sacred geography. During the English Civil War, Burrow Mump played its part as a royalist lookout. Local tales say royalist forces watched parliamentarian troops moving across the levels below, the fate of Somerset hanging in the balance. The church you see today is a ruin. After years of disrepair, it was finally gutted by storms in the 18th century. But Burrow Mump's story didn't end there. In 1946, a major A.H. Hall donated the hill and its ruins to the National Trust as a memorial to those from Burrow Bridge who died in World War II.
So I believe there was possibly two reasons for its building here. One is right over there is an abbey, and there is an abbey over in that direction. So one of these, it did say on a sign at the kind of Royal Island. Of course, much of the Somerset levels and places, much of the Somerset levels would have been kind of various swamp grounds at that time, I assume, and it would have been linked via a causeway, so potentially a little fort to start with, a little Motte and Bailey castle, and then they moved on into other use. It's a very interesting little site. I'll have to do a bit more digging into it, because I think there is more stories behind this place, but there's not a lot kind of having a quick online look about this spot, which is interesting. So yeah, have another look.
The empty windows of St Michael Church frame the sky now like Solomon's tribute. Yet it isn't just history that lingers here. Some say they've heard footsteps on windless nights, echoes of soldiers who once guarded the hill, and others tell of flickering lights among the ruins, or a figure in tattered robes standing against the sunset before vanishing without a trace. Local whispers that Burrow Mump is part of an ancient mystical network, a sister to Glastonbury Tor, where Earth's energies converge.